Welcome back to another video. So as you can see, we're doing an extra long set today. I think these are 3XL actually. They are very long. They are square, but I've tapered them in slightly, just a little bit. So we're going to start by turning these nails upside down, and we're going to do the icicle effect. And I've seen a hack recently of people doing it on the underside of the nails. So for this, I'm using the Born Pretty clear extension gel because it's quite thick. If you've got a rhinestone gel, a lot of people use that because it's no wipe, it doesn't leave a tacky layer. But I'll show you what I did with mine in a minute. So spread that gel out where you're going to want your icicle effect to be, and then just use some saran wrap, cling film, bag, whatever. Place it over that wet gel and just get something sharp and give it a good old poke and create all those sharp icicle type, you know what I mean. And I'm just going to quickly freeze that into place and then give it a full cure in my big lamp for 60 seconds, and that bag will just peel off and it will leave behind that kind of icicle effect. You can't see it very well because my nails have been buffed, but isn't that easy? And I am quickly giving it a little coat of no wipe top coat, just so that it's not sticky, it's not tacky. You don't want to put too much top coat because you'll lose a bit of that effect. Just a thin coat. So I am using this matte. It's metallic, but it's matte, isn't it? And I've pulled out a white that's a very similar effect. The white is just small hex and fine, a little bit smaller cut, but I thought they'd go nice together. So I've done the pointer finger icicle as well off camera, exactly the same as the pinky. So take a good look at this icicle nail. I'm just using base coat. But I am going to matte top coat these icicle nails, so have a quick look at them while they're glossy. Aren't they smart? Right, anyway, yeah, that is a wet base coat, and I'm going to start with the pink glitter. I just want a glitter fade coming down from the top about just over halfway. So pack it in quite thick at that cuticle area, and then all the small bits I'm going to use to just kind of fade it off. And then I'm just going to dot just a small amount of the white hex. You end up not really seeing these white ones so much, but just like that, I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 30 seconds. And I'm going to do the same on the pointer finger. So what I'm doing now is I'm using, you could use a thick top coat. I've pulled out just a builder in a bottle, just to encapsulate that glitter so I can get it buffed and get it nice and smooth. That's had a full 60 seconds cure as well. So I've pulled out this little Umic gel, U246. It's the closest colour I had to match that glitter. Can always count on my little collection of Umics. I've got so many, every colour I would ever need. So, look at all that fluff. So this middle finger is going to have a full coat of this Umic. Yeah, it's the closest colour I had to match that glitter. So a full cover of that. And that's going to get a 30 seconds cure. And for this ring finger, I am going to be using this light pink carving gel from Savilan. So I wanted something to tie that in with the rest of the nails. So I've pulled out the boardwalk from Madam Glam, and I'm going to cover this ring finger in this pink. You're not going to really see this pink. I'm going to cover it in snow. But I just wanted the colour I'm going to be making that bob out of the carving gel. I just wanted something on these nails that was the same colour as that bob at, just to help it flow. I know what I mean in my head. So I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 30 seconds, give that a full cure as well. And then I'm going to give it, I want to sprinkle this pure white acrylic powder onto the nail. I want to do a nail made out of snow. So I'm going to give this nail a coat of base coat, and I'm not going to cure this base coat. I'm leaving the base coat wet. I was going to sprinkle the acrylic into the wet gel paint, but I was scared of it turning my acrylic pink. So yeah, I'm sprinkling it, the white acrylic into that wet base coat. Tap it off and just give it a few seconds and keep pouring it on. Every time if you see any shiny bits, pour more on. I kept getting shiny bits around the edges, so just keep pouring more on. I poured that much on, there was no left in the pot. But just keep pouring it on until it's completely matte and there's no shiny bits. And again, I'm not going to cure that. I'm leaving it all wet. And I'm going to use just a sharp dotting tool. You could use a cocktail stick, cuticle stick, anything pointed. And I'm just going to write ho 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 on this nail. So yeah, I'll just let you watch this. Can you see how the pink shows up from underneath? And that will match the bob hat in a minute. And in my head, it just helps it flow a little bit better. But you could put any colour. You could put white under it. Yeah, you could put any colour under this acrylic. So I'll let you watch for a sec. So now that's done, I'm going to stick that in the lamp for a double cure. I think I give it 60 seconds just to make sure it was all the way cured through that acrylic. So now guys, I'm going to make a little bob hat. I've put a glove on because it's still gel. I didn't really want to touch it. I keep getting allergic reactions, so I've put a glove on. So this is 3D carving gel, and I'm just rolling really long, really thin little sausages. We'll call them sausages. Really long, thin ones, and we're gonna make a bob hat, like a knitted plaid. What do you call it? I don't know. A bob hat that looks like it's been knitted. So I'm gonna just roll a few more of these. What I've just done, I think I did about 10, but exactly like I've just done there. Roll about 10 of them, just like that. Don't cure them. Leave them as they are. There we go. So you need to get 2 of them, pinch them together at the top. They're so fiddly because they were so tiny. And for your first roll, always remember what direction you rolled. So I'm using my left hand and I'm rolling it towards me. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Always remember which way you rolled it. So I've rolled it towards me. And I'm just, don't worry about shape or anything yet. I'm just going to place that on the nail in the middle-ish, where I'm going to want that bob hat. You can have a fiddle about with it in a minute. Just get it on the nail to start with. I kept rolling them. I kept forgetting which way I'd rolled it. Even though I was telling myself to remember, I kept forgetting. So this next one, I should have rolled. I rolled it, yeah, away from me. Used my left hand, and this one, I rolled it away from me. And you'll see why. When you roll it in the opposite direction, and push them together like that, can you see? It gives it that kind of look like it's been plaited, can you see? So every single one of these I'm going to do now, I'm going to alternate between rolling it away from me and rolling it towards me. I hope I'm making sense. So left hand, I'm rolling it away from me, and then the next one, using my left hand, I will roll it towards me. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? So I'll just let you watch for a second. So now I feel like I've got enough on there. I'm just going to shape it into a bob hat now. So I've cut off the bottom bit, and I just cut tiny bits off. You want to do just tiny bits at a time, because you can always cut more off. But if you cut too much off, you can't put it back on without starting again. So I just kept snipping little bit at a time, little bit at a time, until I felt like I had it a nice shape. And then I'll stick it in the lamp for 60 seconds. How cute is that? And I just love how it looks like it's been plaited. It really does look like it's been plaited, doesn't it? So yeah, just getting that into a really nice shape and stick it in the lamp. So now I am going to use a little bit of acetone. I learnt this from Natalie Mugridge. If you just go around the edge of it with a little bit of acetone, it just melts it kind of into the nail and helps it stick. And I did that before I put it in the lamp. Sorry, I forgot. Right, so I'm using white carving gel now, and I'm going to do the bottom bit of the hat that is going to be fluffy. So I'm just going to use that pointy, jaggedy stick and just keep jagging at it and poking it, and just to give it that little a fluffy effect, like it's fluffy. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the little the bobble bit on top of the hat. So that's going in the lamp now for 60 seconds. Isn't that adorable? I love it. So I want these nails matte, so I'm going to give them a matte top coat. I did try it in glossy. I didn't like these glitter nails in glossy. I just think they didn't match at all. So yeah, I've given them a matte top coat. I'm going to matte top coat that bobat nail as well, but I'm going to be very careful and use a detailer brush just to go around that bobat and just get the matte top coat tucked right up under that bobat, and then stick them in the lamp for 30 seconds. I love that bobat, it's so cute. I want one actually to wear on my own head. So now I've pulled out my Madam Glam white gel paint, and I think I'll just show you doing this one nail. The pinky and this pointer finger are going to be the same. So I'm doing half a snowflake. I've already done a little snowflake at the top of the nail. It's exactly the same as what I'm doing now, except smaller, and it's a full one. So I've just done a star, and I'm just going to put 3 little notches on each of those lines. 3 little notches going off that way, and 3 little notches going off the other way. They are easy, they're just very fiddly, and the lines are tiny. Just fiddly and time consuming, but they do look so much better than the dot ones, don't they? So I'm just going to do a little tiny 4 pointed star. I use a dotting tool, do a dot, and then just pull 4 little lines through that dot. And I'm just going to put little tiny flicky lines in between this one. This time I was feeling a little bit extra today, so I'm going to do a few little dots of snow around that nail. And I've pulled out a glitter from Glitter Planet. It's called Clear Hollow. You can't see the hollow, I will show you at the end. Sprinkle that into all that wet gel paint and stick it in the lamp for 30 seconds. So same again on this middle nail. I'm going to do a couple of little 4 pointed stars and some snowdrops, and sprinkle the glitter into that as well. There we go guys, that's them finished. How cute are they? I think they are adorable. I love them. It's very difficult to see that glitter, so I'm just going to take them out of focus just to show you the hollow in that glitter. It is stunning. Anyway guys, that is it for today. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and hopefully I'll see you all in my next one. Take care, bye.